Biko customers, welcome to your exclusive yoga class. My name is Ryan. I'll be instructing. Welcome to your practice. Let's get started in child's pose, please. Big toes to touch, knees apart. Bring your forehead down to the ground or as close as you can. Extend long through your fingers and pull back with your hips. Then walk your hands over to the right side of your mats. And take about 5 breaths here. You're just seeking out length, reach, until you feel that tugging from the outer hip up into the underarm. Then switch sides. Walk your hands over to the left. And same thing here. And seeking out that sensation of stretch. Then bring your hands back to center. And we'll meet in puppy pose. Just lift your hips up in the air and shift them forward, stack them over your knees. And then you'll come back down to your forehead or your chin if you can, or your chest if you have the space. There's really just a lot of breath work here. Breathing into your diaphragm, breathing up into your chest, and trying to get those muscles to relax and let you sink in a bit deeper. And you'll take your right arm, and just thread it underneath your chest, reach through. You'll lay down on the side of that right shoulder. And then you'll reach your left fingers up towards the top of your mat. And then you'll start to roll onto the back of that shoulder a bit more. See if you can take a look up at the ceiling. And switch sides. And take your left arm, thread it through. You start by lying down on the side of that shoulder. Reach your right fingers towards the top of your mat. And then you work that rotation. And start to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And we'll meet in tabletop. Just come to all fours. And start to move through some cat and cows. On your inhale, you arch your back and tilt your chin and your tailbone up. And on your exhale, you round your spine. Tuck your chin and your tailbone under. Really round through your back. And just do that a few times. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. And the idea is to move through the entire spinal column. So make sure the chin and the tailbone are moving. And then from here, you'll draw some big circles around your mat with your hips. Looks like this. And just shift your hips back towards your right heel, like you're about to sit on it. Then you circle around to the left. Then you shift the hips forward towards the left wrist and circle around to the right wrist. And then shift all the way back. You can do that a few times. Basically from child's pose all the way back and through upward facing dog. And then reverse your circles. He's warming up the hips and the shoulders and the wrists too, actually. Cool. And then you'll come back to center. You'll lift your left knee out to the left. And then you'll draw some big circles around the hip, just clockwise, and circle around a few times. And then counterclockwise, just reverse those circles. And then set your left knee down and you'll switch. Right knee out to the right. Some big circles to warm up that rotation in the hip socket. And reverse your circles. And set your right knee down. You'll straighten your left leg out behind you and point the toes. Then from here, you keep the leg straight, the toes pointed. And then you swing your leg over to the left and bring your thigh towards your shoulder. And extend it back. And then bring it around. Try to keep the leg up as high as the hip. And extend it back. Just one more time. Swing that leg around. Point through the toes. Extend it back. Go. And set your left knee down and you'll switch sides. Straighten your right leg back behind you. Point through the toes. And swing your leg around towards that right shoulder. Keep it up nice and high. And extend it back. And swing it around. And extend it back. We got one more time. Keep that leg straight and up high. And extend it back. Go. Set your right knee down. And then from here, you just tuck your toes under. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Press back. And bend and straighten your knees alternately a few times. Just warming and lubricating those joints. And stretching through those calves. Every time you straighten, push the heel towards the ground. And then from here, you'll bend both of your knees. Just hover your shins right above the ground. Press your chest back towards your thighs. And straighten your legs and lift your hips. Then lower your, and then bend your knees and hover your shins, just the thighs. And straighten your legs, lift your hips, down dog. This last time, bend your knees and hover your shins. And straighten your legs, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg to 3-point. Grounded warrior 3. You'll step your right foot forward in between your hands and then push into the ground, straighten your standing leg. Lift your left leg and straighten it out behind you and then bow towards your right leg. Then you'll cross your left ankle behind your right ankle and then try to bring your little toes beside each other. You might need to just slide the right foot back to do that. And then you fold for a few breaths here. Then back to that grounded warrior 3. Just lift your left leg back in the air. And this time you'll set the left foot down beside the right foot. Then forward folds, regular fold. Tadasana, you stand up, sweep your arms overhead, reach to the sky. Then fold forward, empty your lungs as you bow. And come to a halfway lift. Push your hips back and lengthen. Fold forward on your exhale. Tadasana, stand up, sweep up, and reach. And fold forward, empty your lungs and bow. Halfway lift, breath in, lengthen out. Fold forward, exhale. Last time, Tadasana, inhale to rise. Reach until you feel tall through your sides. And fold forward, empty your lungs. Halfway lift. And then step back into high plank. You'll be at the top of a push-up position. Low plank, lower to hover and pause at the bottom. High plank, just push back up all the way through. Round your shoulders at the top. Downward facing dog. Then lift your left leg to 3-point. Grounded warrior 3, step your left foot forward. Then lift your right leg and straighten both of those out. And fold towards your left thigh. Then cross your right ankle behind your left ankle. And if you need to, just slide the left foot back a bit. When you get those pinky toes as close to beside each other as possible. And then you fold. And breathe into that stretch. Especially when it starts to feel intense, yogis. That's when the breath works the best, or it has the greatest effect. Lift your right leg back to grounded warrior 3. Then set your right foot down beside your left foot and fold forward. Tadasana, stand up and reach. And then from here, you'll grab your left wrist with your right hand and just pull the wrist over to the right. And send your hips over to the left and stretch through that side body. And then come through center and switch sides. Pull your left wrist over to the right side. And back to center. Release your wrist, take an inhale, reach and stretch up tall. Fold forward on your exhale. Halfway lift, breath in to lengthen. Then step back into your high plank, top of a push-up. Low plank, lower to hover and pause. High plank, push through the ground. Round your shoulders at the top. Downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, rise onto your tiptoes. You'll just tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Just little baby steps. Walk your hands or feet as close to your hands as you can. And then you fold. Then heel toe your feet to touch. We'll meet in chair pose. And sit down into your seat. Lift your spine. Reach with those fingertips. It's until you feel taller. Now fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga. You step back or float back into your low plank. This time you'll up dog. Untuck your toes. Press the ground away. Broaden the chest. Draw the shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg to 3-point. Warrior 1. Step your right foot forward. In between your hands. And then lift your spine. You're facing forward, squaring the hips as best as possible. Reach your arms to the sky. Warrior 2, you just open out, legs stay the same. Straighten through your elbows. Feel those triceps engage a bit. Peaceful warrior. Stay down to your hips. Left hand to thigh. Reach back with your right arm and stretch. Modified side angle. Bring your elbow to your knee. Take your left arm overhead and reach while grounding down into the outer blade of that back foot. Peaceful warrior. Try to stay down in the hips. Lean back and stretch. Modified side angle. Elbow to knee. Reach that left arm over your ear. Last time, peaceful. High plank to low plank. Cartwheel, hands down. You step your right foot back and you lower your body. Up dog on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale. Left leg, 3-point. Warrior 2 or warrior 1, my bad. We'll start there. Ground down into that back foot and front foot so you feel equally supported. Open out to warrior 2. And send that energy through your fingers and up out of the crown of your head. So it'll lift through your spine. Peaceful warrior, right hand to thigh. Take that left arm and stretch back. Modified side angle, elbow to knee. Reach with those right fingertips. Peaceful warrior. Modified side angle. Last time, peaceful. Inhale into that stretch. High plank to low plank. Cartwheel your hands down. Step your left foot back. And you lower your body. Up dog on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale. Right leg, 3-point. Warrior 1. Same thing here. See if you can get a little bit lower in your hips though. Open out to warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Side angle. You go modified elbow to knee or full hand to the ground. Left arm up overhead. You decide if you want to deepen it. Peaceful warrior. Side angle. Last time, peaceful. High plank to low plank. Set those hands down, step back and lower. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Left leg, 3-point. Warrior 1. Same thing here, try to get a little bit lower in your hips. Open out to warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Side angle. And you choose modified or full if you want to deepen it. Peaceful warrior. Side angle. Last time, peaceful. Inhale. High plank to low plank. Set those hands down, step back and lower. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Then rise up to your tiptoes. And just tiptoe up to the top of your mats. Try to keep those hands flat. Walk your feet as close to your hands as possible. And fall forward. And from here, bring your feet apart about hips distance wide. You'll bend your left knee. Keep the right leg straight. Then bring your left elbow right above your left knee. Reach your right arm up and twist. If you want to take a bind, you can always wrap your right arm behind your back and grab the left inner thigh. Or maybe it's just the top of the thigh, but grab something if you're taking a bind. And turn that right shoulder back. And switch sides. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. Prop yourself up on that, right above that elbow. Left arm up to twist. You can keep the arm lifted, or you can bind. Wrap the left arm behind the back. See if you can grab the inner right thigh. Turn that left shoulder back. A lot of times when you bind, you'll also try to collapse down. Pull the shoulder back, keep it back. And release your binds, fold forward. And heel toe your feet to touch. We'll meet in chair pose. Sit down into your seat. Lift your spine, reach with the fingertips. And then this time you'll lift up onto your tiptoes, hug your heels together. You'll take an inhale here. Exhale, sweep your arms back behind you, skiers. Inhale, sweep your arms up to chair. Exhale, skiers, sweep your arms back. Last time, inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Just hold for 3. Brace the belly, squeeze to your midline. Hug those inner knees and thighs together. Now, fold forward, heels down and bow. Good work. Come to a halfway lift and lengthen. Chaturanga, you step back or float back to your low plank. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. And lift your right leg to 3-point. Revolve, side angle. You'll step your right foot forward. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up. Just rotate your gaze up towards those fingertips. Striker salute. You'll flatten your back foot down and then just straighten your front leg out. You're gonna fold over it. Warrior 1. Bend into that right knee. Lift your spine. And skiers, hinge at the waist. Reach your fingers back. Bring your chest forward. Warrior 3. Shift weight into your right foot. Press down into the ground. And then you fold or you fly. And hands down, lunge your left foot back. Lift your right leg to 3-point. Revolve, side plank. Let's start with modified. Set your right knee down on the ground. You'll reach your left arm up and broaden your chest. Then set your hands down, lift your right leg to 3-point. Then you'll just bend your right knee, turn your hip back and open. Really drive that left heel down to the floor though. Right leg, 3-point. High to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left leg, 3-point. Revolve, side angle. Step your left foot forward. Right hand stays down. Hips come down. Reach the left arm up and twist. And striker salute. Flatten your right foot down and then straighten your front leg out and fold over it. And a couple breaths here. Warrior 1, bend into your left knee. Lift your spine, reach up, get tall. And skiers, bow forward, reach with your chest, reach with your fingers. Prepare for that transition. Warrior 3, shift weight into your left foot, push into the ground. Maybe you fly, maybe you fold. You choose. Hands down, lunge your right foot back. Lift your left leg to 3-point. Revolve, side plank. We'll start with modified. Just set your left knee down, flatten your right foot, and reach your right arm up and open. And set your hands down, lift your left leg to 3-point. You'll bend your knee and peel that left hip back. We'll keep grounding down through that right heel. Then lift your left leg to 3-point. High plank to low plank. Lower your body with control. Upward facing on your inhale. Downward facing on your exhale. Right leg, 3-point. Revolve, side angle. Right foot forward. Hips down. And rotate open. This time, you'll roll onto the outer blades of your feet. So just roll onto the side of that left ankle And then reach back towards it with your right fingertips. And striker salute. Flatten your left foot down. And straighten your front leg and fold. Warrior one. Bend that right knee. Keep the hips low. Traction lift up through your spine. And skiers, broaden across your chest. Prepare for that transition. Warrior three. See if you can shift weight into the front foot. Press into the ground and fly. And hands down. Lunge your left foot back. Lift your right leg to 3-point. Revolved side plank. You can go modify with the knee down, or you can take the right leg and thread it through. And then you lean back and stretch. Hands down, right leg 3-point. Bend your right knee, you stay here, or you can flip your dog, which just means that you step all the way over and then set your feet up, press down into the ground, lift those hips. Hands down, lift your right leg back to 3-point, and high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog on your inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Left leg 3-point. Revolve side angle. To the outer blades of your feet. Roll onto the side of that right ankle. Reach back towards it with your left fingertips. Striker salute. Flatten your right foot. Straighten your front leg. And bow in. Warrior one. Get down to your hips. Get tall to your sides. Lift through the waist. Skiers. You reach, you prepare, chest stays up. Warrior three. Shift weight into that left foot. If you can, fly. And if not, folding is great too. Bend that left knee, set your hands down, lunge your right foot back, left leg 3-point, revolve side plank. Either modified, set the knee down, or take that left foot, thread it through, lean back, and open. Hands down, lift your left leg to 3-point. You'll bend your left knee, you'll stay here, or flip all the way over into flip dog. So one arm back bend, right hand stays down, reposition the feet, and then push into the ground, lift the hips, lean the head back. Hands down, left leg 3-point. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. There's 3 breaths here. Fill and empty your lungs. On your next inhale, rise onto your tiptoes. Let's tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Now fold forward. Grab opposite elbows. Lay your torso sway side to side. A few breaths. Plenty of time to slow down the breathing. Make it flow. And release your folds. You'll heel to your feet a bit wider than your mat, so they'll probably hang off the edges. Turn the feet out so they're about 45 degrees. And then from here, you'll just squat down into a deep squat. Malasana is what we call it in yoga. Sweet. And then we'll do this a few times. So from your squat, all you'll do is fold. So you lift the hips and you bow. And then you'll squat back down. Lift your chest, maybe hands to prayer, maybe hands on the ground. And then you fold and lift the hips. Then you squat, chest up. And you fold, hips up. Just 2 more times. Squat down, chest up, fold forward, and you bow. Last time. And sit down into that Malasana, chest up. And you're here for 4, 3, 2, and have a seat on the ground. We'll do 5 dynamic reverse tabletops or planks. I'll show you both, and then you decide which one you want. If you're doing tabletop, knees are bent. You want to turn your hands around so your fingers are pointing away from your hips. Feet are apart about hips distance. On your inhale, you lift at the top. You squeeze the glutes to lift and flatten the hips up towards the ceiling as best you can. And on your exhale, you lower. If you're doing that one, you do 5. Inhale up, exhale down. Next step is reverse plank, which is just legs straightened out. And on your inhale, you do the same thing. Push with your hands, lift with the hips, squeeze the glutes. Try to flatten the feet down on the ground. Exhale to lower. Just 5 of either one of those. Really push through the ground. And you lower. And after your 5, lie down on your backs. And we'll do 3 rounds of back bends. Let's say all bridges. Once you're lying down, just walk your heels back towards your hips. And on your inhale, you lift. Press with your feet, squeeze the glutes, send the hips up high. Use the strength in your glutes to extend the hips up as high as you can. And come down. Breath in, breath out. Second round, you'll lift your right leg up in the air, straighten it, point the toes to the ceiling, and then you'll lift up. Press down into that left foot, press down into the back of your shoulders, squeeze the glutes, extend the hips, and use those right toes to lift a bit higher. You're here for 3, and 2, and release. You take a breath in, and a breath out. This time you'll lift the left leg, straighten the leg out, point the toes to the ceiling, and you'll lift. Press into the ground with that right foot and both those shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. You'll hold for 4, 3, 2, and come down. Sweep the bottom, soles of your feet together and knees apart. Left hand to your heart, right hand to your navel. Just lay here and let the groin stretch. Just lay back. Breathe into whatever sensation is coming up or has come up. Start to dissipate any excess tension, any excess efforting that came up for you. And then from here, you'll take your right ankle, just cross it over your left knee, reach through and grab the back of that left thigh, and draw the thigh in towards your chest. And as you pull the heel in closer to you, also move this right knee away from you. You wanted to to keep opening out. So you still feel the effects of that external rotation of the hip. And switch sides. And take your left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Grab the back of that right thigh. And same thing here. Pull that leg in towards you while moving this left knee out in the way. Cross your ankle, wrap your arms around your shins, and rock up to seated. Uncomfortable cross-leg seat. And then from here, you'll bring your hands to the back of your head. And all you'll do is bring your elbows in towards each other. And then drop your chin down towards your chest. And without pulling your head, you just let your hands relax or your arms relax while your hands are resting on the back of your head. And really breathe into your neck and your chest. And try to let those elbows just relax down towards the ground. And release your head. This time you'll lean the back of your head towards your shoulders, towards your shoulder blades, and then tilt your chin up towards the ceiling. Maybe let the chin relax too. Just the mouth opens a bit as you lean your head back. And bring your head back up. This time you'll lean your head or your left ear over towards the left shoulder. And just let it relax there. Or you can bring your left hand over the top of your head towards your right ear. And then use that little bit of extra weight to bring your ear closer to your shoulder. But even holding the head, try to keep the shoulder relaxed. And bring your head back up. And you'll switch sides. Lean that right ear over towards the right shoulder. You're more than welcome to just relax into this stretch. Or if you want to add more, right hand over towards that left ear. And then just draw the ear towards the shoulder. Make sure you're breathing into that stretch too. Feel free to close your eyes. Feel that stretch. So, head back up. Hands to pray at your heart. And I hope that this practice gives you momentum out into your day to be more mindful of how you move and how you breathe and the thoughts that you carry, what needs to shift so that you can stay in alignment and stay in flow from the inside out. I hope that you all have a beautiful Friday and a beautiful weekend. Thank you for joining me, or thank you for letting me join you. Namaste.